I think we ordered the wrong thing off Amazon. Good morning and welcome back to Ferris Farming Organic. Last night around 10:30, the NEXAT showed up. Now this machine, I believe, is a 45-foot machine. They do have 90s over in Europe, but they do not have any 90-foot ones over in the United States. This is actually one of two, I believe, in the United States. And this system or tractor, I don't know what you even call it, will be on our operation till the end of the year. So that's really exciting. They actually already have the planter attachment that we will be using next week to finish off our organic soybeans. The only problem I have with it, it's not green, but it'll work. So basically, this attachment, you'll drive over it with the NEXAT. I think they'll just back up, go over it, and then it hooks up. Supposedly it's supposed to hook up to something in 10 minutes with one person. So that's pretty fast. Now as it's here longer, I'll learn a lot more about it, but right now I really have no idea. It just looks, honestly, it looks really out of place on operation. You can see the cab is like suspended by an arm, which can pivot, move around, go up and down. It looks really futuristic, and it is. There's a reason there's so few of them, and they're not mass produced, because it's a really brand new piece of technology. So it is really exciting that we get to use it on our farm for multiple things. We're going to use it to obviously plant soybeans. We're going to use it to harvest our oats, and hopefully, I don't know if it will work, the tires look pretty wide. We can set it up to row crop cultivate, and hopefully someday in the future we can set it up to run the laser weeder. I think that's kind of a big thing that we want to do. Obviously the fact that you can do, I think there's like 140 attachments for it. The fact that you can do that with just one tractor really excites us, and it probably excites a lot of people, and it's definitely the future of farming, for sure for us. I think I say that a lot on this channel, but we are very lucky to be able to demo and use a lot of futuristic stuff. So that's super exciting. Just thought I'd show you guys that. Definitely expect a video here coming out next week of that, planting soybeans. Also today, we're going to be tine weeding. We're not just going to be regular tine weeding. We're going to be tine weeding, but we took out some of these tines that will go right over the row. That way we can go, this corn is, I mean, it's growing fast, but we're going to go and tine weed so you can see. You know what, I'm going to put some stuff in the tractor, then come back out here quick. I'm carrying like everything under the sun today. Got my backpack, lunchbox, a drone, and duct tape to fix the drone with. So we got our hands full this morning. Anyway, back to what I was saying. We took out some of the tines that'll go right over the row. That way we can tine weed, get this stirred up. It's not really a crust, so rotary hoeing won't really do it any better than what this is going to do, and it's not quite tall enough to row crop cultivate, but it won't be long. But that's what we're going to be running today. We get to run an 8RX too, which is always fun. And this one, or all the 8RXs have auto path now, I believe that's what they call it. But basically that globe that was on the planter will communicate to this tractor, or it remembers where it went, and then it shared it to all the tractors that are capable of using it. And so I'll show you guys my screen here, but you can see exactly where the planter started planting, where he shut off. I've never ran a tractor that has it yet, so I don't really know for sure what it all does or how good it actually is, but it's something new on our farm, so that's gotta count for something, right? Okay, I just talked to Jack. Oh, the auto path, all it does right now is if say I'm turning to do headlands, it'll automatically switch the AB line that I need to use, my auto track line. It automatically switches to the correct one, which you would think wouldn't be like revolutionary, but you would be surprised. Oh geez, some of the people that drive tractor, it's definitely a quality of life change, especially just for I mean, you never have to switch your track. You can, like I just pulled in this headland and it automatically did it for me. I just had to push resume, which super nice, don't get me wrong. I'm assuming that in the future it'll be a lot more like it'll like turn for, I mean they already have that, like turn for you in the end rows and all that stuff. In 5 years I won't even be driving tractor. I'll just be sitting on a beach somewhere farming from my iPhone. But yeah, that's what the auto path is. And so far I've turned one time and it got it right, so I'm a big fan so far. It beeps at you a lot though, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. But anyway, we're tine weeding, but I don't know if you'd call it like in-row tine weeding or what we call this, but we do this most years when the corn is tall enough that we won't damage it or cover it up, but it's not quite tall enough to row crop cultivate. So this is kind of that in-between period between blind tine weeding and rotary hoeing and row crop cultivating. So this we utilize quite a bit. It stirs up a lot, takes a lot of weeds out. You can actually get those tines, you have to shift a little bit in your tractor, but you can get a tine pretty much going right beside the corn. So it's taking out a lot of weeds. I mean, you can definitely tell a difference. You guys probably can't, but I sure can, in the work that it's doing and the work that it hasn't done yet. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. I brought the drone and a roll of duct tape to fix the drone, and at some point during the video, if you see drone shots, you'll know I fixed it, and if you don't, you'll know I did it. Good enough. So this right here, folks, it's called Morning Glory. It kind of just stretches. You can see it's super stringy. It'll wrap around the corn actually when it gets a little bit bigger, which is not good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over it once with this tine weeder, and then I'll back up and go over it again. And if that doesn't get it out good enough, I'll hit it, go in the opposite direction, if that makes sense. So right now I'm going to head obviously that way, and then I'll back up and go over it again if I don't get it all out the first time. And if that doesn't work, then I'll back up and go over it the other way, just to kind of switch the direction up and see if that gets it out. But this is a really annoying weed we have down here. It's not super common, or most fields we don't have to worry about it, but this field seems to have a fair share of it. Otherwise, things are going good. We almost got this field done, and then we got one more field we're going to do before we turn around and start doing things twice. And I mean, it's not going to hurt anything. We don't have any rain in the forecast, but it shouldn't, or it won't, hurt anything to do everything twice with these tine weeders. I think we're doing a lot of good, taking out a lot of weeds, starting up the middle of the row, and getting some weeds in the row too. These are set pretty good. You do have to shift sometimes because the margin for error between the tine and the corn is pretty small, but these are working really good. I'm gonna go back over it again. I did get quite a bit of it out, but we'll hit it one more time just to be sure. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about this corn before I go put you guys out on the tine weeder. This corn was planted about 2 weeks ago, maybe a little bit more than 2 weeks ago. And I already took you guys outside so you saw how tall it was, but it was hit with a tine weeder about 2 to 3 days after it was planted, and then it was rotary hoed about 8 days to 9 days after it was planted. And now we're going over with a tine weeder with the tines out. Since the corn is tall enough, we can't have full tines. We can just have in-row tine weeding done. And in probably about four-ish days, probably it's Saturday today, so probably Tuesday or whenever we have enough people, depends how the fields look. This field has a couple of green spots, so it would be nice to get it cultivated, but I would say in about 4 days we'll come through with a 3-sweep or even that 5-sweep Hotzenbickler cultivator and cultivate it one time. And that's just that every field's different, but that's roughly about how each field goes as far as time wise when we get in the field and what we do. But yeah, I just want to talk about that before I put you guys out there, and then we'll talk about the auto path. Now, I don't know how well you guys could see the work that it was doing, so I'm going to come behind you guys and show it better, a little bit up close. So we'll do a little before and after. You can see in the middle of this row, here's a weed. It's not a super weedy spot in this field, but there is quite a bit spots where it's really green, where it rips it out really nice. You can see some more right there. If you dig down, you'll be able to find some white roots that'll be popping through, you know, on a few days. So it's nice to stay ahead doing this tine weeding pass. Get a lot in the row. You can see it's moving dirt in the middle of the row, but it's not damaging the corn at all, which is what we like to see. And all this nice and stirred up, white roots on top, just stirred around, displaced, looking really nice. Now, as far as miles per hour, I'm going anywhere from 5 to 5.5. Obviously with the blind tine weeding, you can go 7 to 8, I'll say, and then rotary hoeing 10. You can go pretty fast. You actually want to go fast, not rotary hoe, to get more spins, break up the crust better, pluck out more weeds. But in this specific field and this tine weeder, we're going anywhere from 5 to 5.5. Sometimes I do slow down if the corn was planted in a wet spot. It won't quite be as high, but I still want to tine weed it. So then I go about 4.5. But that's about miles per hour I'm going. The RPMs anywhere from 1250 to 1350. So we're not burning a whole lot of fuel or government juice, which is really nice, because that stuff is not cheap. But that's kind of what we're running right now. The 3-point, let's see, we can flip through this screen here. 3-point is set at 26%. I have the tilt around 3.5, and the tines are pitched about halfway in between straight up and down and flat. So that's kind of how I have my things set. Obviously we move those bolts, that red bar where my finger is, we moved that around a little bit when we set it earlier, but it's working good, so I'm not gonna touch anything. But that's how it's set, that's the work it's doing, and yeah, killing some weeds. And by the time this video comes out, it'll probably be Sunday, probably tomorrow if I have time to edit tonight. But comment what you're doing for Memorial Day, or if you watched this after Memorial Day, comment what you did. If you stayed in the field, like I will be, or went to the lake, went camping, whatever you did, just comment what you did. Also, if you're a farmer, you already know what to do. Comment how you're doing. But also comment what you guys want to see. I mean, we got plenty of stuff going on right now. We have that NEXAT, which I'm definitely going to do videos on that. So sorry in advance if that's all I post for a little while. But that is, it's insane that is at our farm, let alone the middle of Iowa. So definitely going to capitalize on that and take a lot of videos. But otherwise, like weed management, what you guys want to see, what you want to learn about, I'm going to try to jump around from different implement to different implement, cultivator to cultivator. More next week. This week I kind of sat in a tine weeder every single day. So hopefully next week we can get a little bit more diversity in our days, which is nice for me and it's probably nice for you. But we're gonna keep on going, and we'll see you in a little bit. We have the fuel trailer right here, so I'm gonna top off my fuel and government juice before we head to the next field. All right, let's go to the next field. This field right here is a good example of why we're doing this pass of weed control. You can see along the borders, I mean, weed, grass, weed. It's a lot of weeds that this should hopefully take care of, which is why we're doing it. So we're gonna do this field. We might actually do it twice. There's a pretty decent stretch of morning glory that kind of runs the whole field. And this is only a 60-acre field. This field was actually one of the very first ones we started farming organic, my family, back in probably 2000, if not before. So this farm has been farmed organic for over 20 years. So how neat is that? Anyway, we're gonna get this field done. We're probably gonna call it a video here. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Seeing that NEXAT this morning, NEXAT, I'll learn how to pronounce it. Super excited to plant soybeans with that. Excited for all the footage we're gonna get, but I think it'll be really cool to see it in action most of all. Definitely nothing like that around here. I think it was up in South Dakota for a little while. But yeah, super excited for that. Thank you guys for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, leave a like. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. We're getting close to that 2,500 subscriber giveaway, so don't miss out on that. And we will catch you in the next one.